Well, morning guys, welcome back to the channel. Right, so today is coming to that time of year where everyone now wants outside lights. The nights are starting to draw in now, and that is exactly what we are here to do today. So if you want to see how that's done and how I'm going to go about it on a retrofit style, make sure that you stay tuned. So here, we have already done a kitchen renovation job here, changed the board and bits and bobs. So today I'm going to be sorting out the outside lights. So we've already replaced these when we did the kitchen on the outside because they weren't wired in particularly great. So today we are going to be retrofitting. Now we don't want to be causing too much damage here whatsoever because it's a nice house. They're going through this room now, so they're now starting to go through the dining room and decorate that. So how are we going to get the supply? So the idea is, so this is the area down here, on the side of the house, which has no lighting whatsoever, and obviously they've got a nice little shed and keep the bins and things like that out down here. So there's nothing on this side. Bathroom, I believe, or an office, I'm not sure which one it is, but it's fitted for furniture and stuff like that, so we're not going down that way. So what we're going to do, we're going to be running some conduit along here and then bring it up, and because it's on the side, so it's okay to do that. And we're going to be putting in a 20 watts PR from Saxby. We're going to be getting that on. So let's show you where we're going to get the feed from. Oh, he broke my neck then. So in here we've got a normal socket. Okay, so I've already checked, it is a spur, it's already a ring, sorry. So what we're going to do is spur straight off that. So that essentially is going to be going through like that, and then we're going to drill all the way through, but I need to get that bit chopped out first. But it's a dot and dab wall, so we might actually be all right. I mean, it's a tough one to call, isn't it? So what I'm going to do, before I go too crazy, what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this out. I'm going to use the oscillator, so I'm going to cut that out there. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the rods out and see how far I can get. Because if I can get right up to the top, then it would be a nicer finish if I can use the rods and then go straight out that way. But there's no guarantee of that, and like I say, it's been agreed that we're going to be doing it in conduit anyway. But I think if I can do that, that's the way I'm going to try. So let's get this cut out and yeah, see how we get on. Right, I just remembered that I have got basically another product, and it's called the Gecko. Okay, and I thought, I don't use it that often, being honest, I don't use it that often. And I thought, do you know what, I'm going to give that a whirl, because I might drop lucky here, and with the dot, because it's a dot and dab wool, I might be lucky and it's not actually got any dabs in the way. So basically, if you don't know what it is, it's two magnets, obviously in a piece of string, essentially, and then you can fix on the other end of it, you can put all the other cable tongue and super rod attachments, sorry, on the end of it. Okay, so you've got your normal sort of fittings like that. Okay, so what we're going to do, we're going to have a little go at doing that. So I'll put you on here. Okay, so we're going to have a little go at this together. So the idea is, now the magnet's super strong, that's basically the gist of it. Okay, so we're going to put that in, so hold it the wrong way around, because obviously so it's not a case of, so basically I just went too fast. So I'm up to there as we stand. So I need to make sure I've got plenty of the line. Oh, I can feel that slipping. So I'm not sure whether that is now on a bit of dab there. I think the idea is that you can sort of redirect it as well if need be. So let's try that. Right, so there's dab there. Basically, I've got a piece of dab there, but that might actually be enough height-wise. So if I get to this point here and drill up at an angle, coming in there, I might be able to do it without any conduit. So what I'm going to do is, I think I know where that is. I'm going to measure that, and then we're going to go and have a look and see what it's like. Okay, so that's 2.6 basically, I reckon, from where that mark was, where that dab was, to the ground floor. Now obviously taking into account that we've got the step down. So that's up here. So by the time we get the angle on, I'm going to be around about up here. Be nice to get it a little bit higher though, wouldn't it? But I think that's okay. Right, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to go that way because I think that's going to be better. Okay, so I'm going to go get my hole saws. I'm going to cut a hole out in that bit there and see if we can then potentially squeeze a little bit more out. So 2 seconds. Right, so that was a bit of a result. So we managed to get the Gecko all the way up to the top now. So we've put our hole saw in. Now, no, I knew full well that there's cables there, so you have to be really, really careful, because the last thing you want to be doing is then inducing an actual fault and all the rest of it, because that would be a bit of a pain. So it's a bit of a close call, but calculated risk, circuits off anyway. So yeah, so now I've managed to gain a lot higher. So what I'm going to do is we're going to drill that out, so I know exactly where we are. I can then again drill up another angle, get a little bit higher. So yeah, so overall really happy with that. Like I said, I don't use it that often, but situations like this where, you know, let's give it a try, what have we got to lose? Absolutely smashed it. So happy days with that, happy days. Okay, now for the tricky bit. So I've drilled through the wall up there, so I've just chucked a rod through. So what I've then done is attached the sock, I suppose you call it. I call it snake skin, but I think it's actually officially called a sock, cable sock. Whack that onto the end now. So what I'm going to do, you can do it in a bit 2 stages. That's the idea. So I'm going to get the cable up to that bigger hole, and then my idea is then I've got a little bit of a plan of action. Is that the idea is that I'm then going to get, tell you what, I can just show you, can't I, rather than just explain, I can show you. So let's pull that through. Okay, so I've got it to there. So I'm going to take that out now. So my idea is that I'm going to feed it the cable and try and hook it back through this hole, which is tight, I know, and then put the sock back onto the rod, and then hopefully should be able to pull that out. So that is what I'm going to try and do. So wish me luck. Right, I'm there, but I need to. I should go grab the long nose pliers. I don't think I'm about to get it out else. Okay. Hopefully you can see all this. It'll make life a bit easier for you. Okay, so we're through. So that's that bit. So take that off there. So this is going to be, so I'm going to try and feed it through as much as I can that way. So let's go around that side. Hopefully I can reach that without using the steps, and we can pull that through together. So hold on. So that's where the rods come through. So it's higher than, yeah, that's not going to happen. Need to go and grab the steps. Hold on. Need to get them. Okay, so right, cables through. So just curl it over, making sure that they can't pull it back through. And there you have it. So cable's gone all the way through. So it's just a case of putting a batten in here, putting that back on, and then we can fill those. But we're gonna, because we've got a dot and dab right next to there, I think I'm gonna have to do a bit of a chase across here. But yeah, next stage for me now is get this bit sorted, get that back box mounted up, and yeah, happy days. Right, the light's up now. We've just been and got all that fitted up. Now, let's take you up here. So, with these joints, these mortar joints, okay, they're called like raked out joints. So, clipping is a little bit more tricky, to be perfectly honest. But what I like to do on these is actually create a bit of a loop at the top. Okay, so if you do want to alter positions and things like that, and then bring it down, and as we all know, I do love a bit of a drip loop, as I'll call it. So what I've done this time is I've actually mounted it up on the bracket that you're supplied with a whisker. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go grab a new one out of the van so I can show you exactly what that's like. Hold on 2 seconds. Hi, and welcome to the van cam. So, Whisker 308, okay, so I'm having to sort of duck in between because I've got no one to hold the camera for me anymore. So, Whisker 308, alright, so what they normally come with inside is what I've meant by that mounting point is that. Okay, so the idea is that you fix that to the wall, so said wall, fix it on through those points, and then you stick that way back on, and then it clips in to here. So I don't normally do it this way, to be perfectly honest. I know there's a bit of mixed reviews about it. So that then hammers into there, and then that's fixed to the wall. Now, I normally use these fixing points because I actually prefer them, but where this fell, where I drilled through, most of the actual fixing points on the back, the 4 that I normally use, wouldn't actually work because, well, they would work, but they're in all the joints. So I probably have one fixing that was any good. And I thought it's probably best not to do that, so I went that one. But normally, if you've got a nice flat bit, I wouldn't bother with that. I'd just go with that. The other thing I've also used, which I don't normally, is their like little mounting point. So that clips in to the inside. So you see here, you've got all like the little bits and bobs in there. So that clicks in into there, and then you terminate it up like so. So it's quite a clever idea. I don't normally use that because I normally just dress them in slightly differently, but I've went with it today, so thought I'd share that with you. So I'm getting pretty hungry. So when I get hungry, I get pretty hangry. I don't know anyone else turns like that, but my baby boy is exactly the same. When he's hungry, whew, he lets you know it. So I'm gonna have something to eat, and then I've got to terminate that other end, and then we've got to set the light up, haven't we? So bear with me. Oh, so much better now. I'm full, so no longer hangry, bit better mood. It's what I'm like. So I've got the fuse spur mounted up now and all done. So we have spurred off our ring to power this up. Now, obviously you've got to make sure that they all come, unless you specify anyway, which I always forget to do. They all come with a 13 amp fuse in there, but obviously we need to downgrade it because obviously we don't want to be keeping that like that, okay? Because obviously we want to go over a 3 amp, 5 amp, something like that. 3 amps sufficient for this anyway. So what we're going to do now, okay, we're going to turn it on, and then we're going to set it up so it only comes on in the night time for obvious reasons. We don't want that coming on in the day, but we need to set it up first for the motion to make sure it picks you up as soon as you come round this corner. So we'll do that now. But yeah, I'm so much happier once I've had some food. I get really grumpy, and it's getting worse as I'm getting older. Grumpy git syndrome. So that should now be on like so. So once that calms itself down on there, that will go off like so. And we just need it to be left into a sort of, I don't know what you call it, setup mode, something like that. So the idea is now is that you stand still, which I'm not doing, and wait for that to go off like that. So as you come round, it picks you up. So I took literally 1 step forward and it's picked me up. So we know that that's okay. I could probably do with rotating it back this way a little bit. So moving the sensor that way a little bit, because when you're coming back from the shed that end, so we'll do the same again. And then I know this is probably a little bit long-winded for this, I'll probably speed it up. Okay, so I'm down at the bin now, so it's 3 steps forward, and that's because I'm going micro slow, so I think that'll be sufficient. So the idea is now is that we will set it up on all the dials at the back, if you can see all that. So you have got you've got your lux on there. You can see that very well. So you've got the 3 dials, one's lux, one's sensitivity, and one is time. So obviously we don't want this on staying on too long anyway, because it's literally just as you're walking through. So I'll set that up now while I'm up here, and then that's this one done. Hold on. So that's all set up, all done and dusted. So the only thing left for me to do is put a bit of filler in, which I'm going to go and knock up now and whack that in the wall on there. So, but today's video is sponsored by Tradeify. For those of you who don't know what Tradeify is, it is a job management software. We run the entire company from it, so you can use it on your phone, iPad, PC, whatever you have. So with that, we do all our invoicing, estimating, all that sort of stuff. So like here, so if there was something else added to the job, I can literally just go to the van, sort that out, send off the quote. It can be clicked on accept or decline, and yeah, brilliant bit of kit it is. So There is a 14-day free trial, which we'll put in the description below. And if you do like it, which I'm sure you will, because it is amazing, genuinely, it is amazing. If you use the promo code GHawk50, you'll get 50% off for the first 3 months. So yeah, go and check them out. It is wicked. And right, let's get some filler. Okay, that's it. So we're all done. So we've put the filler in now, so you barely know that we've been there. So let's just gonna let that go off, little sand down, and then we're in. We're all done and dusted. So another nice job there, done and took care of. And then obviously like down the side, all sorted. So yeah, so hopefully you've enjoyed it, and if you have, don't forget to leave your comments below, give us a thumbs up, and if you haven't subscribed to the channel, make sure you do so. Links in one of these corners. Right, enjoy the rest of your day, guys. See you later.